This video is created for educational purposes under fair use and is intended solely for learning and revision. All characters and story elements belong to Agatha Christie and her publishers. We do not claim any ownership. The content has been simplified to help students prepare for exams and is not a substitute for reading the original text. While the material is based on careful reading and research, we do not guarantee its complete accuracy or authenticity. Today, we're solving key questions from Three Blind Mice by Agatha Christie, a thrilling mystery filled with suspense, secrets, and surprise twists. Let's break it down, so it's easy to remember for your exams and fun to follow. Question 1. How did Molly describe Monkswell Manor? How did she get the idea of running a guest house? And what did the outside look like? Molly called Monkswell Manor a large, rambling house, filled with stuffy, old-fashioned Victorian furniture. It had a garden, but it was overgrown after the war because only one gardener remained. She got the idea of running a guest house from the solicitor, who said someone might buy the place and convert it into a hotel, since the building was still in good repair. That inspired Molly to start her own guest house. From the outside, the manor looked like a home passed down through generations, grand but slightly neglected. It had tall windows and a large arched doorway leading into the entrance hall. Question 2. Where was Mrs. Boyle when she was murdered? How was she killed? And where was everyone else at that time? Mrs. Boyle was in the library, listening to the wireless, alone. Someone whistled Three Blind Mice and she responded, calmly, as if she recognized the person. But suddenly, she was strangled with the tie of a raincoat. At that time, Mr. Wren and Mr. Davis were in their rooms. Molly was in the kitchen. Major Metcalf was in the cellar. Mr. Paravicini was in the drawing room. Question 3. Who discovered the phone wasn't working? Why not? And how did Christopher react? Major Metcalf was the one who found out the phone line was dead. Molly thought it had gone out due to the snow, but in reality it had been cut by Sergeant Trotter. When Christopher found out, he just laughed, hysterically. Question 4. Why was Molly chosen as the third victim? How was she saved? Was it really her fault? And how did Trotter respond when his plan failed? A child who died at Long Ridge Farm had written to Molly for help. As a teacher, she should have looked into it, but she ignored the letter. Jim, the child's older brother, disguised himself as Sergeant Trotter and wanted revenge. But he made a mistake. Molly wasn't the teacher in the letter, her sister was. The third murder was stopped when Major Metcalf arrested Trotter. Trotter, frustrated, muttered that Georgie, the dead child, would be angry with him. Question 5. Why did Molly suspect Giles? Why had he gone to London? And what was he hiding from her? Molly doubted Giles after reading the Evening Standard. It said Mrs. Lyon had been murdered in London on the same day Giles was there. The timing made her suspicious. But Giles had only gone to London to buy her an anniversary gift. He didn't tell her, because he wanted it to be a surprise. Question 6. What was Mrs. Boyle like? How did she arrive at Monkswell Manor? Who confronted her? And what was revealed about her? Mrs. Boyle was a large, stern woman with a powerful voice and a naturally aggressive nature, made stronger by her wartime work. She came to Monkswell Manor in a local taxi. Major Metcalf confronted her. It turned out Mrs. Boyle had been a judge, responsible for placing children into foster care. She admitted her role, but denied any responsibility for what happened to the children afterward. Question 7. Who was the second victim? Why was Mrs. Boyle killed? Where did it happen? And how did the others react? Mrs. Boyle was the second victim. During the war, she had sent 3 children to Long Ridge Farm, where the youngest died from neglect. The murderer believed she was responsible. The murder happened in the library. Afterward, everyone gathered in the kitchen, shocked. Molly turned pale, she trembled, and for the 6th time, she drank whiskey, which Sergeant Trotter forced her to take. He then angrily demanded to know what she had seen or heard in the hall. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe to stay ahead in your studies. For full revision notes, visit www.introspectiveenglish.com.